several years after I entered the white-collar workforce, while I was still naive in my early 20s, I took an experiential training called LifeSpring. Now, part of this course was they wanted us to come up with a name for ourselves that highlighted a quality that we thought was holding us back in our lives. Now, throughout my life, I was never a supervisor or a manager or a leader. I was content to be the assistant coach, you know, the one between the players and the manager, or between the staff and the supervisor. And I was very content in this position because I could just sit back with the manager and bask in the glory when things were going great. But I could also go over to the side with the staff and point fingers at the manager when they screwed up. So the name I gave myself was Almost, because I was almost a leader. From this experience, I learned to step up and lead. I also managed and started a softball team, and we were a very mediocre bunch. And I think part of the reason for that was because I constantly broke the momentum and concentration, because I was run in from the outfield and tell the pitcher and the infielders what they need to do in this situation, and then I'd run back out. And from several games of running in and running out, I finally, reluctantly, handed over the managerial duties to another player, who, by the way, was our second baseman. From this experience, I learned the importance to abdicate leadership for the sake of the team. As a supervisor, after a real long lunch meeting, I told one of my subordinates, "Jack, clean up the conference room." "Well, Genesius, aren't you going to help me?" "No, that's your job." It took a long, long time to restore a working, respectful relationship with Jack. But ever since then, I've never given any employee, any staff, anyone, a project or a task I didn't do myself in the past, and could therefore offer guidance or work side by side with them to complete that task. From this experience, I learned lead by example. A few years later, on another supervisory job, my crew was working on a multi-million-dollar real estate deal. After a long week of many, many hours of overtime from my staff of 18, the VP on the deal came down and presented me with a polo shirt with the logo of the company right on it for a job well done. Well, one of my crew looked at me and said, "Why did Gloria give you a t-shirt, a polo shirt, anything? You didn't do anything on this project." That hit me hard. That hit me so hard, I gave that polo shirt to the individual who worked the most hours on that project. By the way, it wasn't him. Later on, when I was employed as a land manager, my job sent me to a managerial course called 4-Quadrant Leadership, or 4QL. To this day, that is the best leadership training I have ever taken. Of the many points that they taught me, I used 2 of them in my professional and personal life. 1, managers focus on things. Leaders focus on people. Second thing I learned was the different quadrants or styles of leadership. Directing. Chris, here's what I want you to do, step by step, and here's what I need it done. Coaching. Sue, here's the task at hand. What do you think? Supporting. Paul, here's the task. I want to help you to get this accomplished. Let's sit down and talk about it so we can make sure this gets done. And delegating. Linda, here's the assignment. I know that you can handle this. If you need me, my door's always open. If not, you're on your own. Over the years, that has kind of evolved into the last 3 of them for me. And my staff always knew I would never assist them if they did not first think the situation out thoroughly. Genesius, I have this problem. I've tried A, B, C, and I'm thinking of trying X, Y, Z. What do you think? Well, I believe I hired them because of their KSEs, knowledge, skills, and experience. And I expected them to use those KSEs on the job. However, I would never, ever let them flounder for too long if it was a critical situation or if it was way beyond their technical capabilities. From this experience, I learned to coach, to support, and to delegate. I also learned to use my own KSEs to manage things and to lead people. As a final example, part of the Lean Six Sigma Greenbelt program is to lead a group to complete a mission that has many diverse and distinct tasks. Part of that, as a leader, was I could not help out my team in any way physically. However, if we didn't complete the mission, who do you think was to blame? Sounds familiar, huh? From this, I learned to be a great cheerleader and also to encourage and to empower my team. Now, it's debatable within myself whether or not I have the qualities to be a good leader. But the main reason I joined Toastmasters was to learn new leadership qualities and improve upon myself so that I could be a better, more effective leader. Mr. Toastmaster,